Yo, what's up guys? I'm going to be playing some Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. If you're excited, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell so you never miss a video. So if you remember yesterday, in the last stream, I did part 1 because I knew I wasn't going to have enough time to do the entire chapter 3, so I put it into 2 parts. I don't really have anything else to say, so let's basically just get straight into this. Okay, so we left off at this part after talking to Sakura, but we might need to talk to him again. True. Repository door. True that. Okay, so I want to see if it's saved. Okay, everything's saved. Okay. I don't remember what I did not look at. Things I'm trying to do for you. I don't see how anyone could think otherwise. When the attacks and murders happen, and disappearances all happened, every one of us had an alibi. And the last one he said when we died, he said he was name.
So in other words,
then there was no room to suspect anyone else. Okay, but if he did do it, why would he hide his identity with that weird costume? Maybe he thought that no matter what happened, he'd be safe as long as his face was covered. Because he's the fool of the century, you see. I mean, he is kinda dumb. But do you really think that's enough to explain it? Nah. I'm sure there's a clue hiding in there somewhere.
What?
And is that it? That's all that bothers you about the case? Well, no, there's a few other things. Like, why did they kill or try to hide the bodies? And they probably figured out that if we couldn't find the body, we couldn't complete our investigation. But if that's the case, we found the bodies pretty easily, didn't we? Again, it comes back to the fact that the culprit was a moron. Is that really all there is to it? And the other thing that bothers me is, why'd they bother killing 2 people?
What?
Because all the rule says is if you kill someone and get away with it, you graduate, right? So you're the killer, your number 1 priority is to not get caught. But killing 2 people means more clues, more chances you'll get found out. Yeah, true.
I see.
Is everything okay?
That's enough.
Don't talk to me as if we're friends. Huh? What's with the attitude?
Goodbye.
Okay then. Well, that happened. He talked as if he figured something out. He probably did. But if he did, wouldn't it have killed him to tell me what it was? There's gotta be a clue around here somewhere. Maybe I should check somewhere else. Okay. There's some places I already know about. So you want me to go? Okay. The art room probably doesn't have anything to do with it, but do they want me to check it though? That's the thing. Nope. Rec room? Here's Justice Hammer 1, the one Celeste was attacked with. I don't really know where they want me to go. I'm kind of confused on what they want me to do. Talk is gone. Wait, why did I say Talk is gone? Of course he's gone. Oh, man. This is where Taka was. Yeah. Equipment room, bloodstain. What about Herphomia? I don't know. I'm gonna ask him. Hello, genocide.
What?
Okay then. I don't know what they want me to do. Maybe check the nurse's office? I don't know. Okay, so they do want to look in here. Why can I look? What's the point of looking at the trash can? Trash can, not trash can. But there's something inside. What do you bloody mean, Mike? Handkerchief, it's a glasses cleaning cloth. But it's also covered in blood. That was probably the one used to clean it, the famous glasses.
Huh?
Huh. That weird. Hey guys, I'll be bloody back. I'm back. Celeste. Yeah.
Let's see. Yes, indeed.
That's a little sus, mate. That's a little sus. She was lying about being sick. That's a little sus.
Indeed.
I wasn't reading through half of that. So this week, I've been looking for you. That's the first time. You have? I want to thank you for what you did. Not that you meant to, but you ended up making this little game of ours very interesting indeed. You should go to Hero's room. Let me give you this. Meet in the dining hall. Yeah. You remember well.
It's all clear now.
Anyway, this makes it clear, right? This is a trap. Things grow even more exciting.
Goodbye.
Okay, then. What's waiting for me there? Yeah. Guess I'm going to Hero's room. Which one is Hero's room? Let me check. Hero is second to last. Next to his room. Over here, next to his room. The door's unlocked. Wait, what? Why is it unlocked? Yeah. Which means I can't really complain if I don't get his right? Yeah. Boxes. I don't think there's something in the cardboard box. Wait a minute. There's a hero's doom. But wait. These blueprints. There's something about Road Justice blueprints. Huh. There's still a camera in here. There's no point. Yeah. I guess the bathroom is the only place left. Big news, big news. What? Oh? Weird.
Just a second.
Robo Justice showed up too. Robo Justice. It's Hero wearing the costume.
Okay.
Into the pool on the second floor. Oh, I see them. Robo Justice and Kyoko. Kyoko.
I mean...
Phew, man, I had the worst day. Hero? Bloody what? Oh my. Hero?
Huh? Oh, hey, Makoto.
That's a good question.
Huh?
Huh? What? Why do I look like this? Yeah. So he doesn't remember putting that on. Into the folding locker. Wow.
Don't be mean!
What?
Anyway, Kyoko, where have you been all this time? You just disappeared all of a sudden without a trace.
Well,
There was something I have to check up on. What do you mean, Mike? I can't.
it's nothing.
Never.
Hey,
More importantly, she says that, but does she have any idea? Does she know people think she might be spying for the mastermind?
and?
First of all, here you need to explain to us why you're dressed like that. Yeah, that's probably a good point.
I mean...
Well, I have no idea. Here, let me get a look at this. One second I was asleep, don't even know how that happened. And then I woke up and then I was here. I don't care to do something about that costume, it pains me just to look at me.
Huh?
Well,
Let me out of
I don't know what's up with
here!
this thing, but I can't actually get it off. A little help? Why would you make something that you can't take off by yourself?
Not at all
I didn't
wrong!
make this stupid friggin' thing.
It would seem
There's a clasp on the back that's keeping you from getting it off. Looks pretty sturdy. I don't think you can get it off on your own. You don't really have a choice. Let's help him. It took everyone's help, but slowly we were able to get Hiro out of the suit. It took a few minutes, but eventually we got all the pieces off. Phew, free at last. Isn't it kind of weird how perfectly the suit fits Hiro?
So then...
More to the point, nobody but Hiro would be able to wear that costume. Wait, what? Hold on a sec.
Honestly.
Still Bob trying to act innocent. The blueprints are in your room as well.
Is that okay?
Yeah, but isn't it obvious to everyone that you made this costume? That's true, I saw the blueprints myself. Yeah, me too.
Could it be...
And then it's obvious, the one who put this costume on and went around attacking everyone.
That's terrible!
Was Hiro. Shall we tie him up and gag him?
Just the worst.
Good idea, we wouldn't want to tie him up.
What?
Tie me up! Come on guys, I think this is going a little far.
That's right.
He may be a suspect, but he deserves fair treatment. Yeah, I mean, attacking blueprints, I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
What the heck?
You can't talk your way out of this. Decide if you killed him. What? Killed who? I have no idea what you're talking about. There must be a fake hero running around. Bruh.
What are you saying?
You're the only one who can wear this costume. Yeah. Who else could possibly be the costume attacker?
What the heck?
How do you know I'm the only one? Maybe you should try it on for yourself before you convict me.
Okay.
Alright, if you're gonna be a jerk about it, I will. That's probably a bad idea, Hina. If I'm missing a bit, Hina started putting on the robot justice costume. That's probably a bad idea, Hina.
Huh. See? Look. See how loose it is? I mean, come on. I'm blind as a bat in here. Can't see my feet at all. I'm surprised you got anywhere in this thing.
I'm telling you, it wasn't me!
And not to mention, you totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
That's not a very nice thing to say. I mean, it's not like
Hang on. You can't bend at the waist. Dang it!
I made it. I just got caught up in the moment.
Well, either way, now we know for sure, right? I mean, it seems pretty clear that nobody but Hiro could have fit into this dumb costume.
In a huff, Hina took the suit back off again. Well, now you're all out of excuses. No, see? It's 'cause you're a girl. If it was another guy, then... Makoto, go ahead. Okay. Against my will, I picked up the pieces off the floor and tried putting them on. It's no good, the arms are too long. There's no way I can wear this.
Just a second!
See, I told you it was impossible. You're absolutely right. Seems the costume was made to fit Hiro's body exactly.
But...
Then there's another costume. They must have one that looks the same but fits them.
Honestly.
If you insist on this line of defense, then show us some evidence. Well, it isn't like he
What the
could. He was
heck?
asleep the entire time, like you said. You claim there's another seat, yes, and you must find him. Bloody night. You checked the entire school already.
Just the worst.
He was the only one without an alibi during this whole thing.
That's terrible!
Which is how we know it was him.
What?
I mean, is that really true? I have no idea what's been happening. Did someone, like, tell me? Robo Justice costume has been... okay. I just noticed that entire thing was him talking to Kyoko. That's a big walking thing. You too, yeah? It's looking more and more like it was really a setup. It was.
Oh,
I certainly did not expect Hero and Hero to team up at the same time. But wait, she said it,
then
right?
perhaps...
Look, she's really... No, she's not. You were quite protective of her, yes? That's because she's helped me out so much up until now. If I were the mastermind, that is exactly what I would do to earn your trust. What if you are the mastermind, right? And then Hina is the last
What the heck?
There's no talking your way out of this. You're the one who did it. Everyone knows it. Okay, well, everyone hates Hero. What, do I need to talk to Hero as a new person? If you don't tell me... Okay, I figured out that someone's been killed, right? Anacoda, who was it? Well, 2 people were killed.
What?
What? 2 people?
Just the worst.
Why are you freaking out? You did it.
Please.
I didn't know it.
Huh?
Wait, hold on. If those 2 are the ones that were killed...
How about that?
That's it. I know who did it.
So then...
You may as well tell us then. Talking to Phil, we were fighting over alter ego, right?
I'm at least 30% right.
Alter ego and Slap or Chihiro must have done
Correct.
it, right? I see. That's unfortunate.
Please.
Huh? Unfortunate?
What the heck?
Stop trying to trick us and just admit that you did it, okay? I'm telling you guys, you got it all wrong.
Oh, so then.
Ah, I know that note. No, I don't believe it's here. Last night someone put a weird note under my door. And here's what it said. I found the hole. Maybe we can use it to escape it? Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else. For now, let's meet in the Vec Room at 1 a.m. For the last thing I remember is going to the Vec Room, and then for some reason I fell asleep.
Hey.
The real killer probably drugged me or something.
Just the worst.
Not a chance.
So...
No, hold on, you could be onto something. The nurse's office did have chemicals that could do that.
Huh?
What? Really? I told you, Truman's trying to set me up. Which I bloody believe. A secret passage or chance to escape. Someone wrote that all to trick me. Even if that's true, you must be one dumb fish to bite every piece of bait that floats in front of you. After being trapped here so long, even if you know it's a lie, you still gotta check, right? They betrayed me. And I decided to get out of here. They deceived me. I still don't buy it.
Don't be mean.
Well, you should buy it.
Just a second.
Okay, then show us that note. With pleasure. I have it right here in my pocket.
No way.
But they lost it. Yeah, sure.
Please.
You gotta believe me, right? I'm gonna hurt a fly. Wow. Hero's account. Now then, shall we resume our investigation? There's no time to waste before the class trial. And why don't we get...
What the heck?
Why did you get killed? No, it's not. It's like I said.
Just the worst.
Was it really to get me?
Please.
What are you saying?
It's not Hero.
What?
Beat the film that boy.
Makoto.
Oh? Only to help
It
with
would
the
seem...
investigation. Looks like I got a late start in this one, so I need to make up for ground. Sure, I don't mind helping, but can you promise me something? Later when we have time, will you tell me why you disappeared?
Why is that?
No. To reject me so simply?
Anyway,
I need your help. You don't mind, do you? Okay.
shall we go?
Thanks. Now then, shall we?
Hey,
some photo. First, I like to examine the corpses. We usually do.
Correct.
Dead bodies don't lie, you know. They tell the truth far more easily than the living.
Hey.
Don't you agree? I guess. How am I supposed to answer?
Anyway.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, let's show me where the bodies are. Yeah, repository. Oh, wait. Fumi and Taka. For a moment, Kyoko seemed to go rigid, but only for a moment.
So then...
Well then, let's get started. Oh.
I knew it.
Like Monokuma Files, right? They were killed using similar weapons. Guys, what? Guys, should we do... Since my throat gets hurt from reading all of this, should we do this where you guys read the blue parts, I read the normal white parts? Unless my throat gets too much hurt, then I'll do what I sometimes do. Okay? I'm guessing it's off to Kyoko?
I see.
Makoto, I found something. You did?
Hey.
Remember the wristwatch Taka always wore on his left hand? You did? Are you so oblivious to tell the people around you? You dislike other people that much? Bloody mine. No, that's not it. Anyway, so you said he had a watch?
So then...
Take a look. It's broken. You can see the hands aren't moving, right? It most likely broke when he had his encounter with his assailant. I can notice the hands are frozen at just past 6 o'clock. Huh. So that would mean the watch was broken sometime just after 6?
That's right.
Well, last night Taka's watch definitely wasn't broken. Huh. Wow.
In other words...
6 this morning. Huh.
However...
It's not. Oh, look at Taka's left hand. He appears to be gripping something. Oh? You know what? There's something white.
Makoto.
Can you try and pry it out? Me?
Because...
Rigor mortis has already set in. Always a better situation. Serious. A piece of paper?
Hey.
Was that all he had in his hand? Yeah, that's it. Just a little scrap of paper. It doesn't seem like much food, does it? Looks like a paper airplane.
Is that right?
I wonder about that.
So then...
Let's check Fumi's body now. Perhaps he left us a few clues of his own. Taka's scrap of paper. What even is the point of that? You have something to say about Fumi's? So did you find anything? I did, more than I expected, to be honest. Look at this. A wad of paper?
That's right.
Fumi had hidden it on him. Hidden?
Indeed.
He stuffed it in his pants, so I can only assume he hid it on purpose. In his pants. Wait, so you...
Why is that?
No, it was just in his pants. I don't like his sock or something.
Hey.
Anyway, let's take a look at the paper. Go ahead, prepare to open it up. Bruh. A note? I found a hole. Maybe we can use it to escape. One of the people can't find out, so don't tell anyone else. For now, let's meet in the equipment room at 6 a.m. Equipment room at 6?
So...
That sounds very familiar. That's it. That's the same thing Hero said, but in the rec room. He was telling us the truth.
However...
Although it's not exactly the same, is it? Yeah. And he could have said, I found a hole maybe. Let's rec room at 1 a.m. The time is different. Yup.
Is that right?
Hold on, just because of whom we had the note doesn't mean it was meant for him. True, but it probably was. Huh?
So...
Part of it has been torn off, right? I think there's likely something meaning there. There's some meaning to the part of it that's being ripped. What if that's the one that Taco ripped off? Think carefully. Why would he have been clutching that scrap of paper so tightly? I have no idea.
So then...
What if it wasn't just scrap paper? What if it was something more important? No, with whom he had.
Hey.
The two victims this time definitely had their e-handbooks on them. The handbooks have nothing to do with the murders, how the murders were carried out. None of there was any reason to think they were connected to the killing in the first place. Seriously, I don't have to think about
Is that right?
If you didn't have to think about them at all, I would have gone out of my way and mentioned what? It was used to help carry out the murder. I'm confused. They're making a point, however, where handbooks play a role. A handbook may play a role. I don't think I understand. E-handbooks. Ding dong bing bong.
Are you excited? Are you pumped? It's
No.
time for the class trial to begin!
I don't
like
have enough
the bright
information
burst
yet.
Of fireworks, like the flash
No.
of a soul clashing with life and death. And so, with no further ado, everyone please meet at the usual spot. Make your way to...
I don't have enough evidence.
It would seem... Shall we go?
Bruh.
Monokuma appears!
Hello.
Wrong.
Nope, not multiplication. It just looks that way because of an illusion. I'm moving so fast it only looks like I've multiplied. Can you guys tell which one is the real Monokuma? Yeah. Can we just get on the elevator?
Boy, tough crowd.
You're not playing along.
Stop talking.
They're not here to play with you. Okay, fine.
Hey!
And if everyone's here and ready to go, please board the pain train. Elevator. I'll see you guys down there.
Let's go.
Okay then, shall we?
Please!
What the heck?
What the heck?
Hey.
Yeah. But bro, we barely even have enough time to get more information. Like, even though I know who it is, I didn't even have enough time to get enough information. Like, jeez. When I see all of you guys gathered together like this, I realize just how much fear of you there are left. The school life is slowly reaching its climax.
Just the worst.
Well, I'm pretty sure there's only 9 of us left, so only because of you. Why? Why are you making me?
What?
Good, man. You really hate me so much, and I'm so cute.
Come on.
Stop goofing around and begin the trial. Don't rush me. Of course I'm going to start it. I would never be like, stay tuned for the Action Pack class trial after this continues. I never... Save the data? Yeah, probably. No!
Let's begin with a basic
No!
explanation.
System. Load. Pre-trial prep.
Danganronpa.
Okay, there we go. Okay. Set skills. Lost and fought. Increases the time limit for each phase affected during the class trial. Sure? Is that all I got? All the new things I got? Yeah? Okay. Public e-handbook. Good bullets. So the Monokuma file. The victims were them too. Yep, the family and the prophet. Cause of death was a hit to the head with the thing. The hammer. Blue Tut, the one that was used to on the prophet's body or the family thing. The dolly, glasses, spotless hammer. Okay, now I'm ready. Trial, all rise.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Now then, to begin...
We already know who did it.
Was that?
It was Hiro. He does not have an alibi for when the murders took place, and we found him in that suit.
You don't need an alibi to not be the murderer.
Don't try and deny it. You killed them.
I didn't. Someone knocked me out. I was asleep the whole time. I don't know anything about it.
I believe
Shut your murdering mouth, murderer!
Who are you calling a murderer?
I am sorry to say, Hiro, but we do have evidence. Blueprint for the suit.
Yeah.
Parts we assume were used to build it.
Even though he has the stuff to make the suit, that doesn't mean he was the one in the suit that killed everybody.
And all of it was found in your room. You have to admit, the evidence is quite compelling. It points to you as having created the suit and wearing it while committing crime after crime.
How many times do I have to tell you? I don't know. I don't know.
Hey guys, is it okay if I use the bathroom before we get anywhere? Before we get farther into this? Because it's probably a good idea if I do it now before we're into it. I pause out a good part and I gotta go. So this is basically to make you guys happy. I'll be back. Okay, guys, I'm back. Let's get into it. Is Hero really the killer, or before anything else, we have to make that clear? I don't think it's a killer. And here's watch his level. Which one is that again?
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough that you are the culprit.
I don't know anything about that stuff! It's not true! It's a conspiracy!
Hero, why? Why did you kill them?
No! Just hold on a second!
Oh.
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts.
No, that's wrong!
Are we sure Hero really made those blueprints?
What do you mean?
Well, take a look at this. It's the note that Hero wrote, asking everyone to meet up after Alter Ego disappeared. The handwriting's obviously different, wouldn't you say? When you compare it to the blueprints.
There's no way you could think the same person made both of them.
Unless that person made it a point to disguise their handwriting.
No, the differences are bigger than that, I think.
Come on! I'm not smart enough to think of trying to change my handwriting anyway.
Yeah, Hero's pretty...
So, Makoto, are you saying you don't think Hero's the culprit?
Thank you.
And he is not the only one. I think Hero's innocent as well.
Thank you, Byakuya.
Then who was in that Robo-Justice suit?
Hero, but he was
Is it like
probably
Hero
knocked
said?
out.
Was there really someone running around in a second suit?
No, Hero was in the suit.
The suspicious
He got
individual
knocked out.
hidden within the suit.
Was Hero.
Go ahead, Makoto. Tell them who it was.
It was Hero. Just he didn't kill them.
So, who was in the Robo-Justice suit?
Hero.
I got it! Other than Hero, I can't think of anyone else it could have been. Obviously, he was the one in that particular suit, and we never found any kind of second suit.
Then there can be no doubt. Hero is the prime suspect.
That doesn't make any sense. You just said Hero didn't do it.
He didn't kill
It
them.
makes
He was in
perfect
the
sense.
suit.
Hero was the suspicious individual in the suit, but he's not the culprit.
Yes.
So what you're saying is...
That's right. The culprit in this case has nothing to do with being in the Robo-Justice suit.
Thank
What?
you.
Now that's a bold assumption.
And what reason do you have to make such a statement? You do have a reason, yes?
Of course. But before we get to that, there's something else we need to clarify first. So let's get that out of the way.
Hey, stop trying to boss us around.
All things have a proper order.
So what is it? What needs to be clarified?
We must clarify the method of transportation for Taka's lifeless body. It would seem that his corpse was moved using certain particular items.
I already know what that is.
Makoto, can you tell us what they were?
Yes, I can actually.
I got it!
There's still one more thing. There was also these parts.
I got it! They were a dolly and a tarp, right?
What's with the attitude?
So, let's see if I can explain. Taka's body disappeared from the equipment room, and then we rediscovered it in the repository. And when we found it for the second time, it was wrapped in a blue tarp, right? It was the same tarp that, up until then, was stored in the equipment room. So the killer must have seen it there and decided to use it when they moved Taka's body. That way, they wouldn't leave any bloodstains while they were moving it.
Okay, that explains the tarp. And the dolly?
Same thing. I'm sure the dolly was in the equipment room when we first found Taka's body there.
It was. That's pretty true.
But when the body disappeared, so did the dolly. Later, when Taka's body reappeared in the repository, so did the dolly.
In other words, you think they used the dolly to move the body, am I right? But are you sure you are not mistaken?
Yes.
Huh?
Are you absolutely positive the dolly was in the equipment room when we found Taka's body?
Yes.
That dolly was made specifically for moving large objects between the repository and the art room.
Yeah.
It would be very strange indeed to discover it had made its way to the equipment room. Is it not possible that it was in the repository all along, and you simply didn't realize it?
She's raised an objection. How do you respond?
There is no shame in being wrong. Nobody expects much from you anyway.
What do
You
you
have all
mean, Mike?
accepted the fact that you rarely understand what is going on around you.
A new element? Wait, bullet time battles. Okay. Let's talk about reloading. Oh, great. Starting with this next bullet time battle, we're gonna add one more ingredient to the recipe. Great! On the bottom, up until now, there really hasn't been a limit on how you destroy your opponent's statements. But from now on, just walking on and pressing the triangle button won't be enough to handle them. Now it'll cost you one bullet to destroy a single V-mark. That is stupid. Once you run out of bullets, you can destroy any more statements, no matter how locked on you can't destroy. However, you can reload by pressing the square button. Great. Just great. In time with the tempo marker as well. The square button now has a function along with the X and square. You'll automatically reload at the start of fever time. Okay. Oh, but your action difficulty is set to gentle. You won't have to reload at all. But now I'm wishing it was on gentle, in which case you can do everything and just. Bloody my.
You have it wrong! I cannot agree! You are a fool! So pathetic! Lies will get you nowhere! Do your worst! Away with you! You miserable wretch! I cannot agree! You are a fool! Lies will get you nowhere! Do your worst, you miserable wretch! You have it wrong! I cannot agree! You are a fool! So pathetic! Lies will get you nowhere! Do your worst! Away with you! You miserable wretch! I cannot agree! You are a fool! Lies will get you nowhere! Do your worst, you miserable wretch! You miserable wretch! You have it wrong! I cannot agree!
Final strike.
I cannot agree!
This should prove it!
But that was hard. I'm at 2 hearts now.
If you're asking for proof that the dolly moved, I have it right here. When I found the dolly in the repository, one of the wheels had a blood stain on it. There was a pool of blood in the equipment room with a tire mark in it that matched the dolly wheel's tread. The killer probably rolled the dolly through the blood on accident as they wheeled the body out of the room. And as the blood dried on the tire, they moved the body into the repository. So there's my proof that the dolly was used to move Taka's body.
Jesus, let's really hate you that much.
Well, anyway, that was just something we had to get out of the way. Let's get back to the main subject.
Who's the killer?
Yeah, the subject of how Robo-Justice didn't do it. Because if it's not a killer robot, then what kind of robot is it?
I'm not sure that really matters.
Yeah, it's just.
I'd be happy to explain why the occupant of the suit couldn't possibly be the killer.
Oh, great. Now I gotta do more.
If you look back on how the body was transported, it will become immediately obvious.
You can't bend at the waist. Can't bend at the waist.
As we know, Taka was killed in the equipment room. And from there, the body was moved to the repository, correct?
Yeah, the culprit wrapped the body in the tarp, then loaded it onto the dolly and wheeled it off, right?
Dang it!
Shoot!
I got one heart.
As we know, Taka was killed in the equipment room.
Stupid!
And from there, the body was moved to the repository, correct?
Yeah, the culprit wrapped the body in the tarp, then loaded it onto the dolly and wheeled it off, right?
Now, keep in mind that the dolly doesn't have a handle.
No! Stop!
Shoot!
Dang it!
I refuse to give up yet!
Okay, well that was dumb of me. Ow.
As we know, and from there.
Yeah, the cop then loaded it onto the dolly.
Now, keep in mind that the dolly does.
Well, yeah.
Oh, I know what I have to do is bend over. Oh,
No, it's wrong!
I'm so mad that I didn't go through the entire thing. See. Ah!
You're absolutely right that you could push a dolly without a handle if you stoop down low. But if you were wearing that suit, do you think you could actually get into a position like that?
What do you mean?
Think back to what you said when we were all checking out the suit together. Remember?
I'm blind as a bat in here. Can't see my feet at all. I'll just like you got anywhere in your friend. I'm not saying it like that. I'm there on you as a rewind in that dimension. You totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
When you're in that suit, not only can you not see your feet, but you can't even bend at the waist. Am I right about that?
Yep, but
Now that you mention it, yeah.
It seems like it'd be awfully hard to push that dolly if you couldn't bend over.
so Hero.
Well, what's to stop you from simply pushing the dolly with your feet?
That'd be impossible,
When you
Mike.
can't even see your feet? You really think someone could kick the dolly all that way?
Yeah, and plus with the
Yeah,
body
it's gonna
on
be totally impossible. Not that I can say for sure myself.
On top of that, if you were wearing such a rigid, cumbersome suit, it's very unlikely you would have the dexterity to go about wrapping the body in a tarp.
Well, I mean, isn't that just a matter of taking off the suit when you're ready to move the body?
Yeah, because if you can't figure out
I got it! I don't think taking off the suit was an option. If you remember...
I don't know what's up with this game, but I can't actually figure out a little help. why do you mean something that you can't take it off by yourself? I didn't make this stupid friggin' thing. Here's a flash on the back that's teaching me how to get it off. It looks pretty sturdy. I don't think you can get it off on your own. We don't really have a choice.
That's true. It seems impossible to put the suit on or take it off without help.
Then, you really can't take it off by yourself? Hiro wasn't just making it up?
Of course I wasn't making it up.
If he could have gotten it off by himself, I don't think he would have let us see him wearing it.
Yeah.
Showing up in the suit was basically an invitation for everyone to suspect it.
Yeah, that's right!
So, it's really, really true that Robo-Justice couldn't have moved the dolly?
To be clear, whoever did move the body, it couldn't have been Hiro in the robot suit, correct?
No, wait. Just a second, if you please.
Oh.
Have you forgotten about the picture that I took?
Yeah,
You all got a good look at it, did you not? The image of Hifumi being dragged away by Robo-Justice?
Yeah, but what if I was
If whoever was in that suit is not the culprit,
killed him?
how do you explain that?
Oh, good.
Besides, do you remember what the now deceased Hifumi said?
Yeah, Hiro. He never said it was Hiro. He just said Hiro. How did you get hurt? That guy hit me. Robo-Justice, sir, that's what I said. Oh.
So long as those facts exist, the proper conclusion is beyond question.
Bloody.
The individual inside the suit and the culprit are one and the same. It was Hiro, without a doubt.
But why do you think it's Hiro so much? Jeez,
Yeah, that's gotta be right.
Hold on a second!
It's still far too early to reach that conclusion.
Yeah.
Besides, there's no hurry to decide who did it. Before we rush to a verdict, shouldn't we explore every single possibility? Instead of seizing on one viewpoint, the truth is uncovered by analyzing things from every angle.
Uh-huh.
Perhaps, but where do we go from here?
Let's
How do
review
you-
this series of
movies?
unfortunate events from the
I don't
beginning. Maybe we'll uncover something new.
What a pain in the ass!
I don't disagree, but our lives are on the line. If this is what it takes, we have to do it.
Plus, maybe we'll get to find out where the heck Kyoko was when everything went down.
All right then, let's take another look back at what happened. I suppose we could start with this morning. 4 of us gathered together in the dining hall. Makoto, Hina, Kyoko, and myself. We waited there for quite a while, but nobody else showed up, so we went to look for everyone. That was around 8 a.m.
And as soon as we split up, Kyoko went missing.
Soon after that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room and quickly came to get Makoto and me.
It seems I was unconscious for about an hour after I was attacked by my mystery assailant. I know it was an hour because I remember being attacked a little after 7.
That was when we saw Celeste's picture and discovered that her assailant had been wearing a strange costume. As it turns out, it was Robo-Justice. It also soon became clear that this same Robo-Justice had abducted Hifumi. We were soon joined in our search by Byakuya and Toko, and then went on to find Hifumi in the library. He was injured, so we took him to the nurse's office and resumed our search for the suspect. But not long after leaving the nurse's office...
When Celeste told us that, we decided to split up and search the second floor. And soon after that,
I saw someone moving around on the 3rd floor, and I yelled out to everyone as soon as I did.
And then... At that point, we decided to divide up into two groups. Celeste, Hina, and I went back to the nurse's office, while Sakura, Byakuya, and Toko chased after the suspect. When we got back to the nurse's office, we found Hifumi, dead. And that's when we heard the body discovery announcement. I left Celeste and Hina there and headed back to the 3rd floor to let the others know what had happened.
Meanwhile, we had just discovered Taka's body in the equipment room. We must have found both bodies at almost exactly the same time, because we heard the same announcement not long after we discovered his body.
And that's when I told you guys about Hifumi. Then the 3 of us headed for the nurse's office. But right after we left the physics lab, we ran into Celeste, who'd arrived after us, and she told us something very surprising. We rushed back to the nurse's office and saw that she was right.
Then we remembered we'd left Toko passed out in the equipment room, so we hurried back again. But when we got there, we discovered that now Taka's body had also gone missing. Next thing we knew, we were searching the school for 2 missing dead bodies. And after some time...
Celeste informed us that she'd found the bodies, and we all headed to the repository, which is where we rediscovered the corpses.
I think that about covers it.
I see. The whole thing sounds exceptionally complicated. It certainly seems to me that these are not a simple series of connected events.
Okay, well, if that's true, then what?
Rather than a single series of events, I think we have to consider each murder a separate situation. And from there, we can uncover the contradictions surrounding all of them. Now then, let's get started, beginning with what happened to Taka.
Okay. In order to uncover the truth of this case, I have to find the name on the right. Monitor in the file tree.
So,
hang on. I just want to make sure the victims are
regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after. So, I wonder if, or perhaps it was... We already know what order they were. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
Shoot!
So, regarding I wonder if before perhaps it was after,
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last
What makes you say that?
because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed while Taka's dead.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
so,
Regard, I wonder if or perhaps it was. We already know what order they were killed in.
Knew it.
No, that's wrong. Hold on. There's no reason to assume that the hammers were used in the same order as their numbers. If anything, that's just another way the killer tried to disguise their actions.
So you're saying the culprit wanted us to think the hammers were used in order, but in reality, Taka was killed before Hifumi? Okay then, let's see the proof.
Oh wait, what time he died? I know what. Oh wait, hang on, Gambit. Oh, it's gonna be like watch. Oh, or not. Oh, wristwatch. I. Wrist. Watch. Oh, the middle. And H.
Now I understand.
Wristwatch.
I got it. Taka's wristwatch. See? Look. It broke with the hands pointing just past 6 o'clock.
it must have gotten broken when he was attacked by the killer. Because as of last night, so if it wasn't broken after 6 last night, then he must have been attacked around 6 this morning.
And that would be his official time of death.
But if that's true, then he was killed well before Hifumi.
And before Celeste was attacked this morning, which happened around 7.
That's right. Taka was killed before any of the other incidents took place.
That simple fact slipped past all of us. We made the wrong assumption about the order of events, all because of those justice hammers.
That's exactly why the culprit wrote the numbers on each hammer and had them increase in size. That way, when we saw how they were used in each incident, we'd easily make that wrong assumption.
But what if it was decreasing in size
Now,
instead?
if Taka was killed around 6, then everyone's alibis for his murder go out the window. Because when he was killed, we hadn't met up in the dining hall yet.
That may be true in the case of Taka's murder. But all of our alibis still hold true for Hifumi's death.
That's right. With him, at least, we're all safe.
And they can only do one kill, right? So that means it could have been anyone. Because if it holds for Hifumi, it holds for Taka. Even if it after.
When we heard Hifumi screaming, we were all together. Except for Hiro and Kyoko. Then we all ran down to the nurse's office, and that's where we found his body. That's totally true! We're all in the clear!
Oh, I know! They must have recorded him screaming on a tape or something, then played it later on!
If that's true, where's the tape?
I don't know.
Don't just go making stuff up!
Anyway, we all have rock-solid alibis for when we heard Hifumi scream. Since all of us were there together, clearly none of us could have killed him.
And it does not stop there. There was also the moment when we discovered his body had disappeared. When his body vanished from the nurse's office, Hina and I were in the bathroom together, while everyone else was in the equipment room, correct? And then there's the disappearance of Taka's body from the equipment room. At that time, we were all gathered together in the nurse's office because of Hifumi going missing.
Well, don't forget, I was passed out in the equipment room the whole time.
Wait, then what if Genocide Jill did it? She could have dragged Taka's body out of there right then!
She was in the same spot.
Even if she could pull that off, there's no way she could have done the same with Hifumi's body. Because, as we just established, she was passed out in the equipment room when his body disappeared.
Besides, I didn't do either of them anyway.
In other words, it is impossible that any of us could have killed Hifumi or moved either of their bodies. On the other hand, Hiro and Kyoko had disappeared, so they most certainly could have done those things.
But it wasn't them.
So what now, Kyoko?
For now, we can't get fixated on who did it, or we'll just keep going around in circles. So instead of who, I propose we start talking about how. In particular, I think we need to figure out how Hifumi's body got moved.
Yeah.
That's true. We searched everywhere, but we couldn't figure out how to explain his body disappearing. And according to what Celeste said, his body apparently disappeared in the 1 minute her and Hina took their eyes off of it.
1 to 2.
But to carry that much weight from the first floor up to the third in that short amount of time?
Well, technically, all you need to do is
Oh
get
man,
to the
yeah!
second
There's no
floor.
way! It'd be impossible!
Well, what if I told you there was a way to make the impossible possible?
What? How?
If the dead body were to move itself.
Yeah, Kyoko, you're catching on
The
now.
dead body moved on its own?
I know.
No! Not another...
Now I don't have to hide it.
I don't think it has anything to do with the occult. I think what she's implying is, we thought Hifumi was dead, but perhaps in reality he was still alive.
Because in this office,
alive?
Are you saying Hifumi wasn't carried out of the nurse's office, but simply walked out on his own?
Yeah.
But I mean, we found his body. He was dead.
Perhaps he was simply playing dead.
That it isn't possible.
Is it really possible? Yeah. What the fuck? So I have working the squad. Okay.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement of Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
I think I got it.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible.
Dang it.
Hifumi was dead, and you know that. Surely you heard the body Hifumi's dead body had been found.
There we go.
And that is why
Are we really? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Oh wait, I definitely took the wrong bullet. Hang on. I know I
Are
took
you
the wrong
saying that
bullet.
when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovered Hifumi's dead body had been found.
Dang it! I thought that was it. Maybe it is the broken wrist.
Are you saying that when we first there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No. It is impossible. Hifumi was dead, and you know that. Surely you heard the body. Hifumi's dead body had been found.
I'm so confused. What?
Shoot!
Are you saying that when we first found there's a chance he was at...
No. Hifumi was dead, and you know that. Surely you heard the body. Hifumi's dead, and that is...
Are we real? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
I think I gotta take someone else's discovery.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No. It is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement, along with the Hifumi's dead, and that is... Are we real?
Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's
Dang
discovery.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No. Hifumi was dead, and you know that. Surely you heard the body. Hifumi's dead body, and that is... Are we real?
Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Bro, what do you mean?
Shoot!
Oh, wait a minute. I'm dumb. I think... Okay, this is not easy. What'd you say?
I refuse to give up yet!
Okay, well I know...
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi, there's a chance he was actually...
No. Hifumi was dead, and you know that. Surely you heard the body. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why... Are we real? Maybe the announcement
Was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
I'm just guessing at this point.
Shoot!
I'm legit just
Are
guessing.
you saying that when we first found Hifumi, there's a chance he...
No. Hifumi was dead, and you know that. Surely you heard the body. Hifumi's dead body had... And that is... Are we real?
Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Okay, give me that.
Are you saying that when we first... There's a chance he...
No. Hifumi was dead, and you know that. Surely you heard the body. Hifumi's dead body had been found.
I hate
No,
you.
it's wrong!
Bro, I had to guess that. That was hard.
Was the body discovery announcement that was made really intended for Hifumi?
Of course it was. The announcement played right after we discovered his body.
Maybe. But that was also the same time that Taka's body was found.
That's right. It wasn't long after finding his body that we heard the announcement.
So there's a good chance we've made a mistake in there somewhere. I think we've confused whether the announcement was for Hifumi or Taka.
First of all, if two bodies had been found, there really should have been two announcements.
Maybe Monokuma simply got lazy and rolled them together into one.
What do you say, Monokuma?
No.
Any comment?
Well, it's a very sensitive issue, so I can't go into too much detail. But what I can say about the body discovery announcement is that it's only broadcast when 3 or more people find a dead body for the first time.
That didn't answer our question, man. We're asking if you're a lazy bum.
No, actually, that was plenty. He said it's only broadcast when a body is discovered for the first time, which means even if we find the same body again later, he won't make the announcement again. If that's true, then why was the announcement made again later on?
Huh? Later on?
Exactly.
I know what he's
We
talking
heard
about.
the body discovery announcement twice.
The second body discovery. No. Please move. The second time was when... yeah, I know.
Shoot!
I know, Mike. Jeez.
Shoot!
I was purposely giving myself 2 hearts to make it hard on myself.
I got it!
Oh yeah, forgot about that. 2.5 hearts. Ding dong, ding dong.
It didn't seem weird at the time, but it contradicts what Monokuma he discovered for the first time.
So, when we found Hifumi the first time in the nurse's office, he wasn't actually dead yet. Meaning, he wasn't actually found dead until we came upon him in the repository.
And that's just part of it. There's one other thing that leads me to believe he was still—
Oh, I know! Because he was super good at playing dead!
That is the worst logic I have ever heard. But honestly, I do not think there's...
Okay then, let's take another look at the events surrounding the discovery of his body. Then it should become clear whether he was really alive or not.
This whole thing is pointless.
Well, here's one thing we do know. The first time we found Hifumi and then, his body disappeared.
And the next time we saw him, it was in the
But when you compare his body before being moved, other than the change in how it was positioned...
Dang it, I wasn't 100% sure about that.
Shoot!
Well, here's one thing we do know. The first time we found Hifumi's body was in the nurse's office. And then, while me and Celeste were in the bathroom, his body disappeared.
And the next time we saw his body, it was in the repository.
But when you compare his body before being moved and his body after being moved, other than the change in how it was positioned, there was no notable difference.
No, it was he really.
I know what it was. I know what it was that. Dang it.
This is ridiculous.
I accidentally rolled a circle instead of triangle. Or whatever.
Well, here's one thing. The first time we found him then, his body just...
And the next time it was in.
But when you compare his body other than the change in how it was positioned, there was no notable difference.
Boom, baby.
No, it's wrong.
Now I have 2 full hearts back.
In fact,
maybe not.
There was one clear difference between Hifumi in the nurse's office and the repository. His glasses. That fact alone proves that he was only playing dead in the beginning.
Perhaps you'd like to fill the rest of us in?
When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered with blood. But when we found him again later in the repository, they were spotless. And I found the item he used to wipe them clean in the nurse's office trash can. I got it! It was a glasses cleaning cloth featuring a certain cartoon mascot. One look at the bloodstain on the cloth should make things
And
clear.
he really likes his anime.
This piece of cloth was used to wipe Hifumi's glasses clean. And the mascot on the cloth is the same one that's on the digital camera, right? And whose digital camera was it? Hifumi's, of course.
The character was Princess Piggles from Demon Angel Pretty Pudgy Princess, I think.
I highly doubt anyone but Hifumi would have brought something like this to school.
I see your point. And the only people here who wear glasses are...
I wouldn't be caught dead using a tacky piece of garbage like that.
A few tissues is all I need to keep my glasses clean.
Then there's no question. It belonged to Hifumi.
So what you're saying is... What exactly?
What I'm saying is, The blood on his glasses was wiped away using his own glasses cleaning cloth.
Even if that is true, it does not mean he wiped the blood off himself.
But who would benefit from a clean pair of glasses other than the glasses owner?
That's a good point.
And it must have been him, right?
So let's assume that Hifumi was still alive in the nurse's office. He pretends to be dead. Then when he's alone, he wipes his glasses clean so he can see. Then he stands up and walks out on his own 2 feet. And with that, the impossible task of moving his copious corpse becomes possible, wouldn't you say?
But then, if he was just pretending to be dead, what was with all that blood? Was it paint or something?
No, you were in the nurse's office. They shouldn't have extra.
The fridge in the nurse's office contains packs of blood for emergencies, so he probably used one of those.
He figured if he was gonna play dead, he should go all out, so he just dumped it everywhere! But he got crazy with it and had to wipe his glasses off when he was done! God, what an idiot!
And if Hifumi was still alive at that point, the disappearance of Taka's body is easily explained. It should be perfectly obvious who must have moved Taka's corpse.
It wasn't.
I got it! It could only have been Hifumi.
While we were all gathered in the nurse's office, he went to the equipment room and took Taka's body.
That also explains how the door to the repository got locked.
The door was locked? Well, after the bodies disappeared, we all went looking for them, right? So me and Sakura headed for the repository. But when we got there, the door was locked.
And the repository door can only be locked from the inside. Which means when Hina and Sakura got to the repository, someone was already inside.
And it could only have been Hifumi, who just finished stashing Taka's body there.
He convinced us all he was dead, and when he saw his chance, he dragged Taka's body to the repository. So, Hifumi wasn't just another victim in this case. He was one of the assailants.
But that means he took part in the murders.
I just can't believe it.
If you're having trouble, would you like me to show you one more piece of evidence?
There's more?
Oh, absolutely. The single biggest fact pointing to his involvement has yet to be revealed. You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The item he took off of Taka's lifeless body?
Oh, you talking about the paper? Or the hammer? Oh, I'm talking about what Hifumi stole from Taka.
Shoot!
I'm confused. E-handbook? I'm gonna guess the spotless memory? No.
Shoot!
I don't know. Think back to when we shot Hifumi's body. Are you talking about the note? You talking about the note?
I refuse to give up
You
yet!
talking about the note, right? You talking about the bloody note?
In fact, when we found
Oh, the evidence I found in the trash can in Nerfa's office was... Was that you?
I got it!
I'm gonna skip through all of this.
What was...
I got it!
Okay, I'm guessing this?
I got it!
It was really that?
You're talking about the note Hifumi had hidden away, aren't you?
Hidden note?
That's right. We found it stuffed in his pants.
What? In his pants?
Yes, his pants.
Okay, well, forget about the pants for now. Take a look at what the note says.
That's the note I was telling you about. The one that told me where to go. Huh? Wait, this one's a little different. In my note it said, Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m.
I see. Then this note isn't the same one Hiro got.
It's not the same?
In other words, the killer got in touch with another person besides Hiro. And that person could only have been... I got it!
Why was Hifumi's
That's
pants
right!
an option?
Taka!
Why did
The killer used this note to draw out Taka and murder him!
Hello? Over here! Objection! Objection! I don't really understand what's going on, but Hifumi had that letter, right?
Yeah.
So whoever wrote it wasn't drawing out TikTok, they were drawing out Huffy!
Just to be clear, TikTok is Taka and
Yes,
Huffy is Hifumi, right?
Ugh! Yes! Why must you ruin it every time?
Man, Grandpa Jack is seriously scary. Still, can't let it get me. What now? The moment is true? No, let's make the argument. Oh, great.
Huffy had the note, right? Then the person it was intended for must have been Huffy!
But remember what the note said. What time did it say to meet?
6 a.m., I believe.
The time doesn't matter!
I don't think it's any of these.
The note has nothing to do with TikTok! Huffy had the note, and the person it was in must have been Huffy!
But remember what the note said. What time did it say to meet?
I feel like I did this.
6 a.m.
The time doesn't matter! The note has nothing to do with TikTok!
Dang it! I have no idea what you call it.
Shoot!
No, I think I got it.
Huffy had the note, and the person it was in must have been Huffy!
But remember what the note said. What time did it say to meet?
6 a.m.
The time doesn't matter! The note has nothing to do with TikTok!
Dang it! I don't know. Again.
Huffy had the note, right? Then the person it was must have been Huffy!
But remember what the note said. What time did it say to meet?
6 a.m.
The time doesn't matter! The note has nothing to do with TikTok!
Dang it, I was gonna try and take that.
Huffy had the note, right? Then the person it was must have been Huffy!
But remember what time did it?
6 a.m.
The time doesn't matter! The note has nothing to do with TikTok! Huffy had the note, right? And the person it was must have been Huffy!
But remember what the note said.
Shoot, I don't know why.
Huffy had the note, right?
No, I'm gonna look through this.
Then the person it was intended for must have been Huffy!
But remember what the note said. What time did it say to meet?
6 a.m.
The time doesn't matter! The note has nothing to do with TikTok!
I knew it!
No,
I hate
there
you.
absolutely is a
I
connection.
knew it.
What the hell are you talking about?
I bloody
The
knew
note
it,
said
mate.
to meet at 6 a.m., which is the same time Taka was murdered. We've already proven that using his wristwatch. But there's more. Look where the note says to meet.
The equipment room.
The equipment room, right?
Which is where Taka was killed. I see.
So, Taka was murdered at both the time and place written in the note. I think that should be plenty to show that this note was definitely meant for Taka.
Well, when you put it like that... No further objections!
Then someone used that note to trick Taka. Just the same as me. The culprit really is a cold-blooded monster. Telling people they found a way out.
But if they gave the note to Taka, what was Hifumi doing with
The
it?
killer hasn't talked in a while.
Stuffed down his pants, no less!
Most likely, Hifumi stole it off Taka's corpse after he died.
He stole it?
Where's your proof? Go ahead, show us.
Proof that Hifumi stole the note from Taka. Source account.
I got it! When I searched Taka's body, I saw that his lifeless hand was gripping a small scrap of paper. If I'm right about this, the sheet of paper this piece came from is... I knew it! It fits perfectly with the note we found hidden on Hifumi.
Then Taka's scrap and Hifumi's note.
Yup, they're from the same piece of paper.
Hifumi had the note meant for Taka, while Taka's corpse still grasped a small piece of that note. There's only one way to explain it.
Taka died clutching the note. Hifumi tried to free the note from its death grip, leaving behind only one small scrap. Did I get all that right?
That means Hifumi knew the note was important.
Exactly. Which proves that he was an accomplice in the murder.
Whoa. Yeah. After seeing all this, Hifumi was super involved in this whole thing for sure. In fact, he was behind the whole thing. In fact, he's still alive!
No,
Sorry, no.
He was the accomplice?
When we found him in the repository, Hifumi was truly and completely dead. The second body discovery announcement proves that.
So then, who killed Hifumi?
Whoever did is the mastermind, the true killer.
He was killed in the repository, so he must have been killed not long after transporting Taka's body.
So, he must have been killed after Taka's body vanished, but before we found both bodies in the repository.
During that time, we'd all split up and were searching for Taka's missing body. In other words, during that time, none of us have alibis.
Wait, but me and Sakura were together. Stop trying to steal the spotlight, you stupid walrus! Who are you calling a walrus?
Anyway, when they were killed bothers me too. But there's something that's been bothering me even more.
And what might that be?
The weapon they used to kill Hifumi.
The weapon?
Yeah, because I mean, according to the Monokuma file, the way
Killer
Taka and
finally
Hifumi
talked
were
after a
killed was
while.
almost the same, with them having similar fractures and all. But Justice Hammer 3 and 4 were still laying around in the nurse's office and equipment room, right? So if Hifumi was killed in the repository, the culprit would have had to grab one of the hammers, kill Hifumi, then put the hammer back where they found it.
The spot was hammered.
But wouldn't that be seriously risky for him?
He's spotless.
I'm surprised. It seems there's some semblance of a brain knocking around that skull of yours after all.
Hell yeah! It's packed in there good and tight.
He's right, though. I don't understand it either. The Monokuma file makes it clear that they were killed using but if the hammers were already laying around those other rooms.
So the question is, how could the culprit have gotten... Personally, I haven't...
So which hammer was used to attack Celeste? Number 1 or number 2?
Those were accounted for in other rooms too. And I don't think either one is big enough to kill someone.
Then...
Is it not possible they used a different weapon?
I don't think it is possible. They were both killed.
So then, what was used to kill Hifumi?
The weapon that was actually used to kill Hifumi here. I know exactly what it is. They're gonna give me multiple options, probably, and I know exactly which one it is. Nope, only this what was in.
What was used to kill Hifumi?
What? I thought it was. Well,
What was used to kill Hifumi? Was it Justice Hammer 3? Maybe Justice Hammer 4?
Well, whatever it was, there's one thing we have to figure out. How was the culprit able to move around so freely with the weapon? How did nobody witness them carrying it?
Sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make its appearance! Check out murdergear.com/hammertime for more info!
Well, one thing seems pretty clear. The murder weapon had to be one of the Justice Hammers!
No, it's wrong!
I wasn't 100% sure about that, because I thought
the murder weapon wasn't a Justice Hammer at all. No, it was something completely different.
But, seriously? A different weapon?
Specifically, a hammer from the repository. The killer could have easily used that to kill Hifumi. Now, all the hammers in the repository were covered in flecks of grit and debris. But for some reason, one of them had been scrubbed clean.
Huh?
And the reason it had been scrubbed clean was most likely because it was used to commit murder. If the hammer got covered in Hifumi's blood, of course they'd have to clean it off. I'd also like to point out that the repository has all kinds of hammers. Big ones, small ones, and even some flat mallet-like ones. I think whoever made the Justice Hammers used those as a basis for their design.
If that's true, that would explain the Monokuma file's note about the wounds being similar.
So Hifumi moved Taka's body to the repository, where someone then used a hammer to kill him.
Whoever did that was the true killer. The one Hifumi was working with. And the one who betrayed him.
Hold on a moment. I still think it's strange to assume someone was working together with him. The way the graduation rule works, there is no benefit to helping someone else carry out a murder. So the idea that anyone would work together like that is simply ludicrous. We talked about this, did we not?
Oh, they still might do it, right? We did talk about how it's probably still possible. Okay, there's no way.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people work together on this.
That is how the rule was explained to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, however, there were two murders.
Based on the rules that have been, even if more than one, only the one who actually carried, assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people work.
That is.
But that only really, in this case, however,
there were two murders.
Dengeki.
Shoot!
I guess that.
Based on the rules, even if more than one, only the one who actually, assuming the rule holds true.
That is.
But that only really, in this
Case, however, there were 2 murders.
Based on the rules, even if more than one, only the one who actually, assuming the rule holds true.
Yes,
No,
it.
it's wrong!
Wrong. I can't
Since
get
there were
anything
2
wrong.
murders, it's at least plausible that more than one person was involved.
What do you mean?
If there'd only been one murder, then yes, the idea of an accomplice isn't really worth considering. Naturally, if only one person can be saved per murder, an accomplice has no risk versus reward benefit.
Risk versus reward benefit?
The payoff for working together. The reward that balances out the risk of taking part in a scheme. There's no point in being someone's accomplice if there's no benefit to you. However, if there were some potential mutual reward for the risk, then cooperation becomes possible.
You're saying that 2 people could act as each other's accomplices to commit 2 separate murders.
I think that's what the true killer told Hifumi. They would each have an accomplice for their crime. And based on the case's events, Hifumi would have been the first one to act, murdering Taka. They made him carry out the first murder so he couldn't back out of helping them later on.
So in this case, there wasn't one single person committing multiple murders. Instead, each person killed someone, creating 2 separate incidents. And it only looked like one person because that's how the true killer designed it to look. A single suspicious individual, a similar weapon used in each crime, disappearing bodies. By creating one seamless set of circumstances, they made it look like one person was behind it all.
The mastermind picked their target and managed to convince him to go along with their plan. And then, to avoid the no accomplices rule, they simply killed their accomplice. Which, if true, means that betraying Hifumi was part of the plan from the very beginning.
That's just awful! How could anyone be so cruel?
You think so? I can't help but admire its cunning. Still, their choice of accomplice seems odd.
He was saying that he was the reversed the first time. Kyoko must have noticed the fact that from the very beginning. Which is why he said not to look at this. Kyoko really is amazing. To think about it, she's almost too amazing.
I understand how an accomplice could be involved. But then, who was the one pulling Hifumi's strings?
That's problem numero uno right now!
True killer manipulated Hifumi's theory out of number of actions with based on up till now, the way the case is unfolded, when you consider all that, there's really only one person to select someone is. Well, I guess it's when you guys know who the murderer is, because I already know who it is. It's Bloody Celeste.
Here's my answer!
Yup. Celeste.
It was Celeste.
So I'm the suspicious individual now, am I? I really do hate this kind of joke.
A joke? I wonder.
So what you are saying, then, is that I specifically chose to work together with Hifumi. The idea that I would choose to spend any amount of time interacting with him. That I would go within 10 feet of that shit from brains, that lazy, worthless, goddamn idiot!
Oh.
Pardon-moi.
Just to be clear, there is evidence to support it.
Is that so?
It is. Throughout the investigation, there was certain behavior that was common only to the 2 of you. Considering what we've learned so far, it only further proves that the two of you were working together.
What is that feeling to us?
I got it!
The suspicious
The behavior they had in common has to do with the suspicious individual in the suit, doesn't it?
Yep.
The only ones who ever actually saw Robo Justice firsthand were Celeste and Hifumi.
Shush, the adults are talking now.
What?
Sorry.
As he said, only Celeste and Hifumi ever laid eyes on the costumed individual. If we accept that Hifumi was one of the culprits, we can't help but suspect what Celeste has said as well.
Are you saying everything they told us was a lie?
After taking Hifumi to the nurse's office, we all began our search for this individual, correct? And not too long after that, do you remember what Celeste said?
No. Oh yeah, that's right.
We headed to the second floor specifically because of what she claimed to have seen. Next, to draw us all to the physics lab up on the third floor,
She let out a blood-curdling scream.
and when we'd all come to see what was wrong, what was it she said?
I saw him, the strange costume man. Yup.
Once she'd done her job of getting us all up to the physics lab, it was time for her partner to get to work.
It was to get us to divide into two groups. So that we would discover both bodies at the same time?
In fact, Celeste was precisely the one who proposed that we split up.
True.
Well, if Celeste and Hifumi were working together, all those chance events suddenly become connected. And on top of that, that piercing cry of yours early on.
Yes.
That was to signal Hifumi, wasn't it? It was your way of telling him, we're on the third floor, everything's going according to plan. Why else would you let out a scream that could have carried across the sea?
I just realized another strange thing. When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, who we now know was only pretending to be dead, Celeste, you were the first one to say he'd been murdered. You wanted to make sure we wouldn't have any doubt in our minds.
I don't believe it! Everything! The whole...
Hina, you were with Celeste when Hifumi's body disappeared, right?
Yeah? I was feeling kinda sick, so Celeste took me to the bathroom. Wait! Then that was...
She wasn't worried about you. She just saw a chance to help Hifumi sneak out of the nurse's office.
Each piece isn't much by itself, but start putting them together and the picture gets very ugly indeed. Wouldn't you agree, Celeste?
I have no idea what you mean.
Don't bother trying to deny it. You made one fatal mistake.
Oh, did I?
I didn't even catch it myself when you first said it, but looking back, I can say that that one little slip-up was your undoing.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about what you said after Hifumi's body disappeared and we returned to the nurse's office.
I must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing up. Oh yeah, true, I forgot about that.
I remember her saying that too, but
just
I
like
don't
those
understand
guys
what's so strange about it.
She was
Then pay attention. Sakura, Toko, and I were first to discover Taka's body in the equipment room. Then Makoto showed up and told us Hifumi had been killed, so Sakura and I left with Makoto. Once we were in the hall, we ran into Celeste, and the four of us headed to the nurse's office. Now, the entire time we were together, none of us said anything about Taka being dead. Think about it. Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. It was completely out of place.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Although I don't really get what it means.
You hear that, Celeste? Everyone's having some trouble understanding. Could you repeat what you said? If you're really not the culprit, you shouldn't have any problem repeating it, right?
Because said this was not a thing. But what is he alluding to?
All I said was, they must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died. And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes.
What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
Dang it! So strange. I know what it was.
They must really enjoying the sight of us. They must be. We are going to die. And that is all.
And that's all it takes. But what was so strange about Celeste's comment?
All I said, they must really enjoying the sight of us. They must be. We are going to die.
Just like those guys.
No, I knew it.
It's wrong.
That's right. There's no reason Celeste should have said, just like those guys died. When she said that, none of us had told her Taka was dead.
Exactly. And we didn't run into her until after we were all out in the hall. So there was never any chance for her to have seen his body in the equipment room for herself.
So how did you know, Celeste? How did you know more than one person had been killed? And how did you know they were both guys? Because Kyoko had also disappeared, right? So she could have been dead too.
You all have such vivid imaginations. You know that?
Imaginations?
You claim that I was lying when I told you about the suspicious person I saw. Then what about the picture I took? How do you explain this picture of the costumed villain dragging Hifumi away?
Here, let me turn auto. This is what happened. So, if you remember, Hero said he must have got, like, knocked out or, like, drugged or something. So then they probably put him in the costume and then faked that photo.
It has to be some kind of setup, right?
Yeah, setup.
So let's put the suit on, and then she used the camera's timer to...
She knocked you out and put the suit on.
Set up the picture.
Have you so quickly forgotten? You are the only one who could have possibly fit into that suit. Plus, I happen to know that this particular camera does not have a timer. In other words, it is an unassailable fact that this is a picture of Hifumi being dragged away. If everything I told you was a lie, how can this picture exist?
Because it was a setup.
Simple. Are we sure that's really a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away?
What could you possibly mean by that?
Surely there are other explanations than the one you've offered up.
No, there is no other explanation.
Actually, there is other explanation. The only possibility is
I got it! It's not a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away. I would say it's a picture of Hifumi dragging the suspect away.
Or that.
That's certainly within the realm of possibility. The one being dragged off in that picture isn't Hifumi, but the person in the robot suit. We've simply been led to believe that it's the other way around. And the strange costume might only exist to lead us astray even farther. If you saw someone wearing something like that in this situation, of course you'd notice and be suspicious.
That's what happened! You put me to sleep and made me out to be the bad guy in all this!
Yep.
Such a thing is utterly impossible.
It's not
Hifumi was dragging him away? Ridiculous.
It's not
Is
impossible.
it? I don't think it's ridiculous at all.
Yeah.
Then shut your mouth and allow me to educate you.
Oh, bloody goodness. What, is that really possible? No, I don't think so. Oh, it's gonna make us see the comic scene thing.
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out! Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight! You tried to make me look like the bad guy!
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, if the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
Well,
No, it's wrong! No. Even if the person inside the suit were unconscious, they could still stand up like that, because that Robo-Justice suit had a certain characteristic.
Can't bend at the waist.
That's right! They totally made a mistake when they made it, so it couldn't bend at the waist.
I'm not so sure that was a mistake. I think the suit was designed from the beginning to be used the way it was.
Celeste and Hifumi took the suit they'd specially designed and stuffed Hiro into it. That's how they were able to fake that whole thing.
Yep.
The point of it all was to make us believe whoever was in the suit was to blame.
Well then, I suppose this is checkmate.
Yep.
Checkmate?
Don't make me laugh, you idiot! What do you mean, checkmate?
Celeste?
Clearly, you want to cram me into your little guilty box. Well, there's one little problem.
Have you already forgotten what Hifumi told us as he lay dying?
It could have been like he was in the suit or something.
When we asked him who had
He's the one.
What do you mean by that?
I just accidentally
Think
skipped
back to how Hifumi used to talk to us. How did he refer to each other?
Oh yeah, see people's last
I got it! That's
Oh.
right! Our last names! He called us all by our last names!
Yes.
Exactly. I know I heard him say Mr. Naegi more than once, for example. So if Hifumi did mean to say Hiro's name, he would have said his last name, Agakure.
I'm sure it was just incidental. By chance, his first name.
Indecent?
Don't talk.
Random chance. Now isn't that a convenient explanation? No. There's no reason to think he would have said the name any different than normal, but he must have run out of energy before he could say it.
So Hifumi was trying to tell us the last name of whoever killed him?
But the name he said doesn't apply to anyone here.
Well, no. Hold on. There's one person it could apply to, and that's Celeste. She never actually told us what her real name is.
What did you just say? To think you'd take your false accusation so far, I don't know whether to laugh or spit! Come on! Enough with with your idiotic blather. Yasuhiro is a loser's name. Do I look like a loser to you? Well, do I? What? I think I've earned the right to be a little on edge.
Okay, then fill us in. What's your real name?
Make sure your ear holes are wide open and listen up! My real name is Celestia Ludenberg. Could you please stop making me repeat myself over and over again?
So I still want me to go there and I have to do something to make you accept it. No. Yes.
Hifumi was trying to tell us something. He wanted us to know the killer's last name, Yasuhiro.
If there's one person here who might have that last name,
It would have to be you, Celeste. You haven't told anyone what your real name is.
how many times do I have to tell him? Celestia Ludenberg, God!
How long do you plan to go on pretending?
I'm not pretending. And since you have no way to contradict me,
Dang it. I wasn't sure about that.
shoot!
Ah.
Hifumi was trying to tell us. He wanted us to know the killer's last name, Yasuhiro.
If there's one person who...
It would have to be you, Celeste.
How many times? Celestia Ludenberg!
How long do you plan?
I'm not pretending. And since you have no way to contradict me, that's the only truth there is!
I hit the wrong
Moron!
thing. I hit the pink text.
Hifumi was. He wanted us to know the killer's last name, Yasuhiro.
If there's one person here who might have that last name,
It would have to be you, Celeste.
how many times? Celestia Ludenberg!
How long do you plan?
I'm not pretending. And since you have no way to contradict me, that's the only truth there is!
No, I didn't want to do that. Ah! Why is this messing up?
Hifumi was trying to tell us something. He wanted us to know the killer's last name, Yasuhiro.
If there's one person here,
It would have to be you, Celeste.
how many times? Celestia Ludenberg!
How long do you plan to...
I'm not pretending. And since you have no way to contradict me,
No, I don't mean to grab it.
that's the only truth there is!
Ah!
Moron!
I don't mean to grab it. I mean to shoot it, but I keep holding it. Because I'm holding all at
Hifumi
once.
was trying. He wanted
So
us
my
to know the
brain
killer's
thinks,
last name,
No, you see
Yasuhiro.
it? No!
Shoot!
I'm gonna fail.
Hifumi was trying. He wanted us to know the killer's last name, Yasuhiro.
If there's one person,
It would have to be you, Celeste.
how many times? Celestia Ludenberg!
How long do you plan?
I'm not pretending. And since you have no way to contradict me,
No!
ah!
Shoot! I refuse to give up yet!
Bro, this is not easy, mate.
Hifumi was trying to tell us something. He wanted us to know the killer's last name.
If there's one person here,
It would have to be you, Celeste.
how many times? Celestia Ludenberg!
How long do you plan?
I'm not pretending. And since you have no way to contradict me, that's the only truth there is! Moron!
Hifumi was. He wanted us to know the killer's last name,
Yasuhiro. If there's one person,
It would have to be you, Celeste.
how many times? Celestia Ludenberg!
How long do you plan?
I'm not pretending. And since you have no way to contradict me, that's the only truth there is! Moron!
Hifumi was trying to tell us something. He
He wanted us to know the killer. If there's one person, it would have to be you, Celeste. How many times? Celeste, you're Ludenberg!
How long do you plan to...
I'm not pretending. And since you have no way to contradict me, that's
Don't
the
tell
only truth
me.
there is! Moron!
She says no way to contradict me, and then don't tell me. I will.
Fumi was trying to tell us. He wanted us to know the killer's last
Name. Yasuhiro.
I was gonna say.
Shoot! If Fumi was... He wanted us to know the killer. If there's one person... It would have to be you, Celeste. How many times? Celeste, you're Ludenberg!
How long do you plan?
I'm not pretending. And since you have no way to contradict me... Shoot!
Oh, wait a minute.
Fumi was trying to tell us something.
He wanted us to know the killer. If there's one person here who might have that... It would have to be you, Celeste. How many times? Celeste, you're Ludenberg!
How long do you plan?
I'm not pretending. And since you have no way to contradict...
Oh, I'm gonna
No.
kill his wrong. I'm gonna bloody kill you, mate. You been there. You been there.
That's it! The handbook!
What?
You been
Anytime
there.
you turn your handbook on, it shows the owner's name when it boots up, right? Monokuma told us all about it before.
Oh, dude. I'm so mad, dude.
So all we have to do is check her handbook, and that'll clear up everything. That's how we can find out Celeste's real name.
That's an invasion of privacy. I refuse to cooperate.
Celeste, can you please just tell us what really happened? Please.
Even when I'm put in check, it's just my nature not to give up. Because until the game's over, you never know what might happen.
Fine then. Let me settle it. Let me go over the case again. From the beginning battle for...
No, I gotta do this. Yeah, I don't get why there's stuff in Chihiro's case. Like, that's not gonna be anything new. Wait a minute. No, that's when it starts pushing the problem. So now it would have been something like this. So it can't be that. Probably not that.
The killer is you! Before anything, the killer persuaded someone to help carry out the murder. And that person was...
Okay, I got that right.
Hifumi. With an accomplice, the killer was able to execute a number of otherwise impossible schemes.
Thought so.
First, they convinced someone to meet them in the rec room last night at 1 in the morning. That someone they met with was Hiro. The murderous duo intended to pass Hiro off as the prime suspect. So when they met up with him, they drugged him, knocked him out, and stuffed him into the Robo-Justice suit. Next, Hifumi positioned himself to make it look like Robo-Justice was attacking him, while the killer used a digital camera to take pictures of the assault. They did all this just to create evidence that would put the suspicion on Hiro. When they were done with him, they shoved him, still unconscious, into the pool room locker.
Okay, awesome.
And then finally, at 6 a.m., they moved into the murder phase of their plan. They called Taka to the equipment room. And that's where Hifumi killed him, making it the scene of the first murder.
Thought so.
The murder weapon was Justice Hammer 4, which was left there in the equipment room. The reason hammer number 4 was used was to create confusion about the order of the crimes. So, next they falsified 2 more assault incidents. For these attacks, the killers pretended to be the victims to solidify Robo-Justice as the suspect. The first fake incident was the attack in the rec room. There, the killers wanted us to see Justice Hammer 1 and the Robo-Justice pictures they'd taken. They wanted to make sure we bought the surprise attack story. The second fake incident was the attack in the library. This time, they planted Justice Hammer 2 and an injured Hifumi to sell us that story. With these 2 incidents, the killers were able to create a certain preconception in our minds that the suspect was increasing the size of the hammers and attacking people in order as they did. We fell right into their trap and started looking for the suspect based on that. But while we did that, we left Hifumi alone in the nurse's office. This was exactly what Hifumi was hoping for. He took a blood packet from the refrigerator and Justice Hammer 3 and turned the room into a crime scene in which he himself had apparently been brutally murdered. He let out a scream to draw us back, and when we returned, That's what we found. Meanwhile, the other group that had been out searching found Taka's body at the same time. So when we heard the body discovery announcement, we naturally assumed it was for Hifumi. We left the nurse's office, and Hifumi once again took advantage of the situation. He simply got up and made his escape. When we learned his body had disappeared, we all rushed back to the nurse's office. And once again, Hifumi had the chance he was waiting for. This time, he snuck into the equipment room. He wrapped Taka's body in a tarp and used the dolly to move it all the way down to the repository. That explains how each of the bodies disappeared. But even Hifumi didn't know what the true killer had in mind for their final act.
I was right.
Their plan
I got all of it
along
right
was to kill Hifumi and get rid of the one person who could betray them. And they did it using an ordinary, everyday hammer from the repository.
I've never got them all.
That should cover everything that happened in this case. And the villain behind it all is...
Celeste. Wow.
Celeste! Sorry, you lose.
I lost? When was the last time I was forced to utter such words? They hang heavy around my neck.
Then you admit it? You're the killer?
Listen to you, trying to take charge, as if you're my private instructor. I, Celestia Ludenberg. Actually, no, Taiko Yasuhiro is fine.
Taiko?
So, you finally accepted it.
I'm the kind of person, once I've lost, I don't like things to drag on.
Interesting.
But I got a ton of B's and A's and then a C at the end. I bet if I didn't get that C at the end, I probably would have got an A. Dang. I'm kind of surprised, though.
Okay, Monokuma. I'm ready to begin. Or, no. I suppose this is the end, isn't it?
It is indeed the moment we've all been waiting for. Time to vote, okay? Okay. If you would, please locate your lever and cast your vote. And when the votes are tallied, who will become the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
It's punishment time! It's punishment time! The blacken this time, the true killer who devised the whole stinking scheme was Celeste Ludenberg, or more precisely, Taiko Yasuhiro.
Honestly.
I lost. Well, that sucks. I guess trying to work with someone else was a mistake after all. The weapon, especially doing two murders. The previous intipitude was beyond all
I knew it.
So you really did approach him who knew of this plan. But how did you get him to agree? I can't imagine he would have happily agreed to commit murder. I'm sure she relied on a specialty. My specialty, don't make me laugh. I didn't have to lie to get him to agree.
So then,
And that you use, you know. I know you figured it out, Kyoko. You're absolutely right. To get Hifumi to act as my accomplice.
Indeed.
I used her. Everyone is still left. I'll avoid mentioning it but it was the one thing Hifumi and Taka were both super into. Does she mean we're talking about alter ego? Oh.
Say what?
What? What are you talking about?
just a second.
Don't interrupt. We're in the middle of a very important conversation. Huh. I'm totally out of the loop, as usual. How sad.
In other words,
And then you're the one that stole it.
Indeed.
That's right.
I see.
Wow. As you use it to drag Hifumi into the plan, you come up. Right again. Last night after we had a meeting about how it disappeared at the Oh, what are you doing here?
Actually,
I was hoping I could talk to you. Alone, mate. It is about what was stolen. I know who did it.
What?
What?
are you okay with this?
It was Taka. He stole it. What?
So then,
I have proof. Would you like to see it? As it turned out, I found the use for the digital camera. I'd taken you-know-what to Taka's room earlier and took pictures of it there. I deleted the pictures as soon as I showed it to Hifumi, of course.
Damnation!
Gurn. So it was him. But how did he do it? She was supposed to yell if either of us got close to her. You were correct, which is why Taka forced me to steal it.
Say what?
What?
as for me,
Please forgive me. He threatened me.
Oh.
He threatened me.
as for me,
He came to my room last night.
Completely unforgivable!
Oh.
most unfortunate.
Hmm?
It's punishment time.
I see.
Indeed.
But
Because you're stupid. That's it.
Let's see.
And in that regard, I made the right choice. I'm so glad your stupidity surpassed my every expectation. Life must have been tough on your parents, though. I feel like I should cry.
Well,
But when you explained your plan to Hifumi, how did you explain the part about him playing dead? What she's asking is, what was Hifumi supposed to do after that, assuming you actually let him live?
Are you okay with this?
It's simple. After we did his part and pretended to be dead, once someone showed up, I told him to say he was seriously wounded. He was on the verge of death, but he just barely held on.
I wonder about that.
Gather handsome men all over the world to serve as my butlers/bodyguards. And someone's kissing your shoe, and that obviously looks like be a bloody Kuya.
There is nothing to be done.
Now then, I prepared a very special punishment. Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
I guess I'll let Kyoko hold on to this. What? Will it really give you the hope you're looking for? I can't say I ever saw it that way. Which is why... Actually, it's not important. Well then... Take care, everyone. Perhaps we'll meet again. In another life.
It's punishment time! It's over. The third execution is over. Celeste's death is over. Celeste killed my friend, so I can't pity her, but I also can't deny that at one point I considered her a friend too. And for him to just come along and... isn't it just awful? Someone couldn't cut free of their regrets from the outside world, and so more people had to die.
Extreme!
You guys are still young. You need to place more value on your lives.
What are you gonna do?
Jeez, and I hear thought you guys were gonna pass the torch of hope to the next generation.
Let me out of here!
What do I care about hope? I'll throw it in the trash if you just let me out of here.
Too bad!
You're all the embodiment of hope. Whether you like it or bloody not, and it's my destiny to knock it down one by bloody one. It's sad, yes it is, but that reality just can't be avoided. Don't talk like you're not responsible. How long are you gonna make us keep going through this? What do you want from us?
How strange.
Gosh, I'm so sick of people asking me that. Give it a rest already. So anyway, Kyoko, did I see you get some kind of key-type object from Celestial?
Hey!
So, what's the deal with bloody that?
What?
Huh? What's the matter?
So then,
I'll answer your question if you answer mine. What did you do? What did you do?
Ooh.
Wait.
hey,
Answer me. What did you do to my body?
Ooh. How
Oh,
exciting.
oh, geez. Oh, man. Oh, geez. What do you mean? What did I do? I have no idea. I don't know anything about it. What was that just now? Mastermind did something to Kyoko's body. What does that mean?
Hello.
Okay, things are getting kind of awkward. I think it's about time I got out of here.
Well?
Meanwhile, you guys can go on enjoying your school life. If you get lonely, give me a shout. Not that I'll do anything about it, of course.
See ya later!
Monica can be disappear.
indeed.
We left the courtroom and rushed to the dressing room. As we approached the dressing room, Kyoko looked back at us and said, "I'm going to go alone from here. Everyone else headed to the dining hall. Check in with you later."
What?
Why exactly are you going
So-
alone? Do you even have to ask? I should.
Come on.
That's why. That's not what I meant. Why you?
Well then.
Yo!
Shall we go?
Oh, shall we? Yeah.
So then,
Let's get into that locker. Kyoko took the keys, so I should unlock your locker. The locker's Good morning. It's been a while, hasn't it? It's safe, thank goodness. Never heard Kyoko sound so relieved. It was like she was speaking from the bottom of her heart. I knew what Celeste asked. I didn't say a word. I stayed quiet the entire time. Oh, and I think I might be able to open the last set of files soon, maybe as early as tomorrow. I'm doing my best, so please just wait a minute, Walter. So we can now officially say the flight case is closed.
however, indeed.
You believe in me? Isn't it obvious people believe in their friends, right? That's why I want you to tell me. And I want you to believe in me too, because we're friends. We're friends.
It's
I
true.
understand. And maybe I can believe in you. Because we're friends? We're friends. What am I doing? Just a little bit more.
That's
Then,
fine.
Fine, I'll tell you. I'll tell you why I've been disappearing and where I've been going. You see it. What I heard from Kyoko then was, well, frankly, it kind of blew my mind when I told Kyoko I believe in her. She told me a story that was, well, almost unbelievable. I'm so I waited for it, and when it did, I went into action. What? Okay.
Correct.
The boys' bathroom on the second floor doesn't have a surveillance camera or monitor in it. And in the storage closet, they're way in the back. They're just normal storage closet as far as I can tell. Oh wait, I see an outline of a door.
Correct.
Wait. A bunch of files. You must not leave, kid. Oh. Now, apparently something hit me. I lost that's all I understand. An empty bookshelf. Empty? Gone. It's all gone. The books. Somehow I made it back to the first floor of the school. How about I walked more about anything for it? I can't see what's behind me. And after that, I don't even know what time it is. There's a desperately hallway shaky frame with the gym listening to the phone intro. What's going on? It can't be nothing. You in the gym?
Why, what do you think you're doing? I asked you a question. What's the meaning of this? How dare you defy me? This wasn't part of the deal!
I've made a decision. I will no longer retreat, no longer compromise, no longer regret. I've made my decision. I'm going to resist you.
Okay, but you do realize what will happen if you go through with this, right? You haven't forgotten, have you? What I'm holding hostage?
Jeff, the next generation wasn't staying tall glass kid. Jeez, this is a long bloody list, chapter 10 went down to 8 to 7. We have 7 people left now. Let's see Robo Justice. Save data? Yes, of course I want to save the data. Okay, guys, I'll get rid of this. I guess I can save that for extra saves, and I can just do that. Yeah, okay. Okay, but guys, I think I'm gonna end it off here. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell so you don't miss a video. And I'll see you all.